Hello everyone, my name is Alex and I'm one of the product specialists here at SpyCentre Security, the spy gear superstore. Today I'm going to be reviewing our new 1080p Wi-Fi Nanny camera charging station. But first, please remember to give a thumbs up if you like the content that we're bringing, and give that subscribe button a little tappy if you want to be notified for new videos on the latest spy gear. If you'd like to purchase this product, you may find a link to the listing on our web store in the description below. And if you would like to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, click that Show More button and find our links down here. This is one of our newest products that I am most excited about. It is disguised to look and even operate as a USB charging station to power such things as your smartphone or wireless earbuds. For that reason, you will need to find a spot where you can plug it into the wall for continuous power. The high-definition 1080p camera is located right here in this tiny little hole. Now, I've been in sales and tech support for SpyCentre for some time, and because I'm not one to look at the directions before making my first attempt, it actually took me quite a few moments for me to figure out where the controls and SD card memory slot were on this device, which happened to be right in under this magnetic cover. While this is a Wi-Fi enabled camera, you have the option to turn that feature off with this little O online on and off button. And you can also use it for the motion or continuous recording modes right here and the on off button right here. If you were to use the Wi-Fi feature, there is an app for that, and it's available for Android and Apple smartphones and tablets. The app allows you to complete all the setup necessary to operate the camera right from your screen, from options such as setting the date and time, manual record and picture taking control, with the added ability to view through the camera from remote access as long as you have an internet connection at both ends. If you receive a motion detection alert, you can pull up the video feed to see something happening, and you would also be able to lock recordings in place so they do not get overwritten by new footage. Once you get back to the camera, you can plug the memory card into a computer to save and review your recordings, but if your phone or tablet is on the same Wi-Fi network, you can download those recordings right to there, so you don't ever need to touch the device again, which can be an essential feature for those that cannot be seen frequently going back to this device to pull out the memory card for such situations as abuse or theft in the office. Now, this PV Cam Viewer application is applicable to the Wi-Fi Booster Nanny camera, the USB charging station, the Lone Wolf clock camera, and the iPhone and Android docking station cameras. So here I went to the Apple store, typed in the PV Cam Viewer. That's how it's spelled right there with those spaces. And I've already downloaded it, so we just hit open. But first, we actually want to head over to the Wi-Fi settings for the device. No, for the phone itself. You want to look for the P0 blah blah blah. That is the actual Wi-Fi name for the camera. Now, your camera would be different, but it would still be a P0 such and such. I've already connected to it with the default password. You can change that later, and I'll show you that in a second. Go back over to the PV Cam Viewer application, hit the device management, and you'll hit that little plus button up at the top right. Here, you need to scan the QR code at the bottom of the device. Center that QR code. Make sure it's in focus, and there it goes. It'll connect. Now, here, you'll have to refresh it once you've hit that save button. Okay, and there it shows. Then on to the settings for the camera and the device management. There, it's the setup. You'll find the change device code. You can change the default code in this way. And then up there is the internet Wi-Fi setting. That's where you'll find the Wi-Fi of your location. Using the SSID or router name, hit the little eye icon in order to take a look at all the Wi-Fi signals in the area. Be sure to type in that password correctly, display that password if you don't know it all the way, and then hit save. Once you do that, the device would reboot and reconnect onto that Wi-Fi. One of the best things is that when it is connected to the Wi-Fi, it will not show up as a connectable device. I'll show you that here. Well, I haven't connected it, but you would not be able to see it in this Wi-Fi list once that device is connected to the Wi-Fi of your house or your office. So that way you can keep it a secret. Okay, that back button over to the main page. Hit the recorder setting. Oh! There he is. Okay, so the capture, that would be capturing a photo, but we don't have an SD card. The record, we're starting a recording, but we don't have an SD card. And you can switch it from normal mode, continuous recording, to motion mode for motion activated recording. And then the setup over here, you can overwrite and set the device to overwrite on the SD card. So once it fills up on the memory capacity, it goes back to the beginning and starts over. Now you do also have the motion time. So when here you can set the maximum recording to 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and the motion level, that's just the sensitivity for how much motion you're actually going to see in that area. And over to the program setting, you can have the date and time displayed, synchronize the date and time with your smartphone, change the resolution as well, 1080p video, 30 frames per second. Now you can have the device Wi-Fi SSID visible as well, but if you want to keep it a secret, of course, just leave that turned off. And you can also modify the device Wi-Fi password, or change it from the default that was given, format the SD card to erase everything, take a look at your storage with that storage info, and then also to load the set of defaults. So just change everything back to where it had been at the beginning. And here are the video files. Since we don't have an SD card, we don't have any of the videos playing at the moment. But here you would see all the photos and the recordings that you took. One great thing about the device is that you can lock recordings so that you can swipe to the left and lock that recording, that special recording where, say, you saw someone stealing from your desk or stealing from the cash register or something like that. So you can lock that recording so that it does not get overwritten. Then, when you get back to the device, back to the same Wi-Fi as the device, you can then log into the camera, take a look at those recordings, and download those recordings from the SD card to your cell phone without ever touching the device. Or you can pull that SD card and plug that into a computer to review and then manage your files that way. Okay, that was the setup for the PV Cam Viewer application. Thank you very much. Okay, here we are at the demonstration of the date and time setup on a PC, and there are some steps I can show you that you need to take on a Mac computer in order to enable this there as well. So I have my device with the cable that comes with it in the package. I'm going to plug this into the computer. The device does have my SD card plugged in as well. So you see it popped up right over here. There was nothing down here besides the USB drive 8, memory 2, and then USB drive H came aboard, and that is the device. So here you see the file folders that would hold your recordings. Underneath, I'm just going to right click on my mouse, create a new text document, and this is going to be the set time document. Now I can either just double click this, or when it's highlighted, hit enter. When we need to set the date and time, we're going to put it into this format: year, month, day, and 24-hour format. So right now it is 11:20 in the morning, but let's go ahead and set that for 11:20 at night. So 23, 20, and say it's halfway through the minute, 30 seconds. Okay, we hit File and Save. Now, once we're done, we'd be able to plug this into the wall and start recording date and time stamped files. What you need to do extra on a Mac computer is, instead of the Notepad program, you would be using Text Edit, and around in this area there's normally a cogwheel settings icon, and that would lead you to the Text Edit preferences, which you would need to enable plain text, save the file as a plain text document, and then disable wrap to page. We do not want that. Disable wrap to page. Then hit File and Save. And then you would be done, able to plug it into the wall and record date and timestamp files from that point on. Thank you. Okay, so here we are at the unboxing for the USB charging station Wi-Fi Nanny camera. Let's go and take a look. Okay, so here's the manual for the Wi-Fi application itself, which is available for iOS or Android devices, smartphones or tablets. It goes over everything that you need to know to operate the units directly from your smart device. Then here is the manual for the onboard controls of the unit. Not very many controls, so not a very large manual. It does come with a 16 gigabyte SD card. Here is the power plug. It does require constant power since it is a USB charging station, and it is expected to be able to provide a charge to your smart devices or any other small electronics that require the USB input. And here is the micro USB to USB cable. This is a standard USB, not a USB-C, so you will not be able to use this on any computer that does not have a standard USB port, unless you had some sort of adapter for that. If you need to take the unit to Europe, it does come with a European adapter. And then here is the main event. This is a USB charging station, which is actually separate from the camera. And then here is the camera itself, right in that tiny little hole. This is where you would plug it in for power. And once it is plugged in for power, it is charging the USB charging station. The camera actually has an on-off slide switch right here. Then there's also the motion or continuous recording option slide switch. And then if you want to have the device not producing any Wi-Fi signal for you to connect with your smartphone or tablet to tie with the application, you could do that. You could just leave it turned off or turn it on if you do wish to have that remote access capability. And then here is the micro USB port, because you can plug this entire unit into the computer to download the recordings from the SD card, which would be mounted in this slot right here. Okay, so now that's all seen and done. Let's go ahead and take it out to the front room so you can see how it operates for yourself. The following presentation is for demonstration purposes only and is not a recommendation or advice on how to use the product. SpyCentre is not responsible for any illegal or inappropriate usage of our products. SpyCentre encourages you to check your local, state, and country laws prior to usage. Okay everyone, here we are at our front storeroom about to do the distance test for our camera. Now, the camera is located here, little guys, right in here, right in here. These are pretty much the same exact camera. They're from the same manufacturer. They have that same base right here. But do take note that if you do get both of these cameras, this being the USB charging station, it will require the thicker power brick versus just the Wi-Fi booster requiring the smaller power brick. Now I'll come around and do that distance test. Sorry, I did not expect to be filming today, otherwise I would have worn pants. About here is 10 feet from the camera. About 15 feet. And this is just to show you the clarity of the camera from the different distances. About 20 feet right there. And nearly 30 feet at this distance. So here you can see how great that image looks from these 1080p Wi-Fi Nanny cameras. Great, so that was a demonstration of how the 1080p Wi-Fi charging station Nanny camera would operate. I hope you enjoyed seeing how clear that image captured everything that was going on. We do monitor the comment sections of our videos, so if you have a question about this product or anything else, please feel free to post it down below and we'll get back to you. If you've enjoyed the content of this video, please leave a like and be sure to annihilate that subscribe button for future reviews and tutorials.